obviously the first run was designed for him to try and have some flexibility, get to the outside or bang it inside. But the second run, he scored off a touchdown. Showed a lot of patience. Obviously, a run scheme where you got to wait on the pullers, you got to wait on it for develop, and then you got to hit it fast and actually down that low in the red zone and have extra hat. So you just got to trust it. And then there was another run where he went off right tackle. I thought he did a really good job waiting on his blockers. And, that was what we challenged him coming out of last week. There was some well-blocked plays last week down in Tallahassee that he outran, and so you saw him mature.
It's like to call plays for so many different guys. I mean, Mitch Hyatt catches the ball, Dexter Lawrence scores. I mean, just making sure everybody's involved.
First of all, the guys got to take care of business and put yourself in a position to where you can call those plays. Obviously, coming out right out the gate, 5 plays, 14 points. Really challenged our guys to, hey, let's let that become a part of our identity, not wait until the third drive. So they took care of business, and then when you have opportunities to reward, Dexter's in there. Everybody talks about Christian, but he's lead blocking. So every time Christian is touching the ball, Dexter is lead blocking. So I want to reward him as well, and then Mitch. I mean, a lot of people get a lot of credit, but Mitch has been our left tackle for 4 years. He played just about every snap, and it's been reliable. We never had to worry about the left side or the backside of the quarterback. So have an opportunity there. It didn't go as we planned. Obviously, we were hoping that they were going to pursue a little bit harder, but hey, he got a catch. You can say that he got his play count. He's got his career starts, and he did get a catch in his career.
How fun is this for you as a play caller to just be calling, to call games like this where you guys can score like you're scoring?
It's I wouldn't say it's fun. It's still stressful because obviously you're always sitting up there wondering, okay, what's his adjustment going to be? What's he going to do different? So you always got to stay on your P's and Q's. But the biggest joy is when you walk in the locker room, and you hear those guys' name called afterward when Coach calls out the superlatives, and you hear him chant for Big Dexter for getting a touchdown. And, that's what's really cool. But during the game, and you're focused on the next play and just not taking your foot off the gas because you talk about Coach Petrino and what they do on offense. He can score points, and at any moment he could have been in a football game.
What does Mitch mean to this offense?
Mitch, I was fortunate enough to recruit Mitch, and probably the easiest 5-star guy you're ever going to recruit in the recruiting process. You didn't have to call him, you didn't have to check on him. You said, Coach, I'm coming, and that's it. So that was a breath of fresh air, but just being consistent. I mean, he's the model of consistency, the way that he comes to practice every single day, and he lets his play speak louder than his words. Coach gave him an opportunity to give a speech, and all he said was thank you. That's typical Mitch Hyatt. He's just been a model of consistency, a model of performance. He's a great role model for those young offensive linemen to see, what the standard is.
What does it say about this offense when you can throw for 400 yards when you want to, and you can run for 400 yards when you want to?
Just how balanced we can be, and really, it's kind of been lopsided. At times where sometimes, like last week, we threw it. We did go over 100 yards rushing, but we had to throw it for 400. And obviously today, the running game, we didn't have to throw it quite as much. And so that gives you some confidence going into games when you're going to have to do both, so you're going to have to stay balanced. But also, I think it puts a little bit of pressure on defensive coordinators. And okay, what are we going to try and take away? Because if we take this away, then we know that they're good at this as well. So it just gives us an opportunity to stay balanced, get a lot of guys involved, and be aggressive and be attacking.
Coach, guys on offense, it's hard to have to guard it all. It's not going to be easy. I guess Boston College, that kind of stuff. When you guys been driving,
I think that the young guys don't know any better. All they know is the standard of performance, and obviously they know the success and the scoreboard. But what I told them in the locker room afterwards is, you got to stay humble. You got to stay humble, and our confidence cannot be in the stats and the scoreboard. Our confidence comes in how we prepare on Monday. We had a great Tuesday, Wednesday practice, and that was the difference, in the ball game. So really just challenging those guys, and I think it also keeps those young guys hungry because they know that if they practice well and the guys practice well and we perform well, they're going to get an opportunity to play.
Coach, I think Winjay might be leading the nation in yards per carry after this game, and I know you have a full running back room, and he's got some work to do in pass protection, but it's going to be harder to keep him off the field early in games.
And that's a challenge. But you see, when Taven goes out and pops a big one, and you got Travis, and he's popping big ones, and then Choice is running hard. I think he's in a good place, and I think he kind of understands, where he has to improve, and for him, it keeps him hungry. At the same time, it keeps him working, and also it's a different gear too. That's a luxury that when you can throw a different gear out there. Thanks.